Going live now. So, hello everybody. So glad to have you on, and wanted to let you guys know about the Miss-versary that is coming up on February 3rd, 2024 at O'Day's Event Center at 1115 Arlington Place. And we have Kwame Shakur here. Um, And I asked Kwame to be on here because he was at the Miss-versary, the first Miss-versary. So I wanted to make sure that everyone understood. Excuse me. I wanted to make sure that everyone understood what we have, what the reason for the Miss-versary is for. Um, for me, I want to make sure that everyone understands. Kwame, can you mute your mic? Okay. So I wanted to make sure that everyone knew what the Miss-versary is about. For me, the Miss-versary is about educating the public about the disparities of missing people. And that includes, of course, Black and Brown, Indigenous people, but we're not going to exclude anybody from that. Meaning, we'll talk about white people, we'll talk about Black people, we'll talk about Indigenous people. But I wanted everyone to understand that the basis of this event is to make sure that everyone knows that you guys need to look out for sex trafficking, domestic violence, things of that nature, just to make sure that everyone knows about it. Of course, me, being a person that has 3 people missing in their family, I just want to make sure that everyone knows it's not a joke. It's for real. It's really for real. So, Kwame, can you talk about your experience from last year and just, let the public know about what you are a part of? I think that's important.
Okay. Yeah, so I attended last year's event down here in Florida. That was the first annual Miss-versary. That was 3 years that Kaya Taylor has been missing. So having it down here in Florida, I think that was important to bring attention to her case, to Veronica Reyes Diaz case, and other people's cases that's been going missing down here in Florida. But what it meant to me, being a part of the Second Rainbow Coalition and having some of my comrades attend there, like Hyde Thurman, the vice lords that showed up for your event last year. To me, it was about one, building awareness. This is a national crisis. Like, this is one of the most unheard national crises that's going on throughout the United States. You know what I'm saying? Just like right now, everybody is paying attention to what's going on in Palestine with that genocide. Well, we have a genocide in this area over here that's going on. That's many more people missing, and this is not to minimize any situation. That's why I wear this, to stand in support of all oppressed people in all situations. But this right here is a crisis right here on our doorstep that I think Black, Brown, and Indigenous people especially must take note of and start to organize and build awareness of, but also white people, because there's a lot of white people that's coming up missing too, like Gabby Petito that came up missing down here in Florida. And that was a big national sensation around her case. You know what I'm saying? So this is an issue that affects us no matter our language, no matter our region, no matter our ethnicity, no matter our class. Even though most of this is poor people, let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? You don't see billionaires coming up missing. They have the whole state trying to find those people. You know what I'm saying? But so building awareness is the first thing, because a lot of people don't really understand why this is a crisis that we need to focus on.
Absolutely.
You got people down here in
That's
Florida.
my big push. People don't understand, like, this is happening. We can say 1 in every 5 people have someone missing or know of someone missing.
Right.
1 out of every 5 people.
Yeah.
That's how prevalent it is. That's how important it is. And that's how much we need to get the communities and the world just to know about what this truly is about.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I mean, it's noteworthy that you say that because just today, if y'all been following my Facebook and my Instagram, I just posted an Amber Alert that came across my phone that happened down here in Florida today. You know what I'm saying? And they showed 3 people faces on here that's missing. You know, this happens all the time.
I didn't
You know,
see that. Do you think you can put it on here?
I don't know if I can share it. It's on my Facebook page.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
like one of my last, actually, like one of my. Well, I post a lot, everybody. You know what I mean. But one of my posts, first posts today, was an Amber Alert. Uh,
So can I interrupt you for a second?
yeah,
An Amber Alert is, for those that don't know, um, children or people that are missing, and mostly they're children. But my focus is, of course, adults. Um, and I'm not saying that to like downplay whatever you have on your page, but for me, uh the Adam Walsh Foundation, they have a lot of people that are looking out for children, that are looking out for teens, but my focus is mostly on adults, because when we call the police and we say, hey, my I'll take for me example, my sister's missing, and they're like, oh well, she's 28, she can leave if she wants to. uh so Amber Alerts are more for children, and I'm pushing more for adults, and what they need to do to um look for them, if that makes sense. Am I saying that right?
yeah. I mean, yeah, I definitely understand, but it's just the fact that this is such a big phenomenon, and that's why I bring
Hmm.
it up. Is that people come up missing
Absolutely.
every day.
Hmm.
Adults, men. It's a lot of men. A lot of people don't even realize that. I think it's more men missing.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I'm glad you said that, because it is more black men that are missing than children and black women adults. It is, I think when me and you went down to Mississippi and we were talking at Main Seas events, and I said that, and everybody looked at me like, what? Like, it's real. It's
yeah,
more men, black men, that are missing um, than it is women and white women and indigenous women, and things like that. A it's crazy the amount of black and brown people, men, that are missing. I'm glad you brought that up.
yeah. So I look at this as like first bringing awareness. Second of all is developing strategies of how do
Mhm.
we start to build the village. I always talk about the village all the time. It's like when we lost the village,
Yep.
we lost the ability to protect the village. A
So
lot of
talk
people
about
don't,
the village.
huh?
Talk about the village. What do you
Okay.
feel like is the village?
It comes from that African proverb. It takes a village to raise a child. The other
Yes.
part of it, if we don't, that child is gonna come back and burn down the village. That's what we've
Hmm.
been seeing today. The village
Hmm.
being burned down through
Yep.
drugs, through
Hmm.
gangs, through violence, through community violence and stuff like this. By this destruction of our village, it made us vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
other things can start happening to us too, like people coming up missing in our neighborhood. You know what I mean? Because we don't have the watchers out here. We don't have the village out here paying attention to what's going on in our community. So the second part of this is not all is just building awareness. It's building the strategies of how do we reclaim the village. Because once we
Mhm.
reclaim the village and we reinstitute that, build up that infrastructure of our community again, then we can start to prevent people from getting the phenomena of the missing. You know what I mean? Because now we're
Absolutely.
protecting our own community and we're taking accountability for our own community from here on out. So this is another aspect of what these Miss-versaries is about. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes. Man, you hit it on the head. Like, I know people gonna be like, they're not together, but they're still on the same page. And I love that because, no matter what, I can always count on you to make sure that you're helping me push um, the missing.
Right.
It doesn't matter if we're together, not together, who's there, who's that, whatever.
Right.
I know that you're so in tune to various struggles that I know you'll always be there for me. And I want to put,
Absolutely.
yeah, I want to put that out there because a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah.
But I thank you for that. And I just want everyone to know that no matter what, we're going to keep pushing it.
Yeah.
Period.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have no choice. Like this is a crisis amongst our community. Like no
Yes.
matter, like we're dying from police brutality. We dying from
Mhm.
mass incarceration. We
Yep.
we we coming up missing. You know what I'm saying? This
Mhm.
is a part of a genocide that's being carried out against us. You know what I mean? That's
Absolutely.
why I even linked it to this right here is because if we don't understand the importance, like the world understands the importance of this, we need to understand the importance of this struggle over here around the missing. This is a
Mhm.
national crisis, and it really kind of like trips me out that more people ain't outraged. You know what I'm saying? Because
Say
think
it
about,
again.
yeah,
Say it again.
it
Say
trips me
it
out.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because this,
man, that's my whole struggle. Like people don't understand until it touches them.
yeah,
They don't know.
right,
Again, like with me having three people missing in my family when Tanaya went missing, and we were out there putting flyers up and we were talking to this, it still didn't hit me. It
yeah,
still didn't hit me. She's 18 months old when she went missing. I'm
right,
like, all right, well, let's do this. Let's do. I had no clue. And then when Johnny went missing, it was like, okay, so it's the second person missing in my family. And then Kaya went missing. I'm like, oh shit. Like this shit is really real.
yeah,
And you don't understand it until you have gone through it. You
yeah,
you will never understand it until you go through it.
yeah,
And my big thing is to let people know it's going on and it will happen to you. Period. It's going to happen. You'll either have someone missing, you'll either know somebody that knows somebody that's missing, or you're going to be in a what's the word I want to say? You're going to be wanting to help someone that has someone missing. You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like this is not a joke. It's all facets of the missing. Let's just go from one, uh, domestic violence. I feel, and this is just my opinion, anyone can share whatever they feel, but I feel like my cousin Tanaya went missing because of a domestic violence situation. I feel like my brother-in-law Johnny Hunt went missing because of a domestic violence situation. I feel like Kaya went missing for a domestic violence situation. So we have like all of these facets for missing people. We've got domestic violence, we got sex and human trafficking, we got um
I
so
think
many. Go
I,
ahead.
I think one of them is organ trafficking. You know what I mean? I really think this is a
Mm,
phenomenon that
mm-hmm,
people is not paying attention to. A lot of these
mm-hmm,
billionaires, they need organs. They need
Agreed.
all type of
Mhm.
organs to survive, and they're not getting it. You got people around the world in different countries, poor countries, that's selling organs to make money to
Mhm.
survive and stuff. So what would stop them from using some of these people that's coming missing, killing these people, and taking their organs? You know what I'm saying? And some of these
Especially
companies,
black people.
yeah, yeah.
Because
Think
that's
about
where
this.
that's where it's mostly coming from. Black people, that's where they're getting all our organs from.
And think about this. They targeting our community. A lot of us, like the police people, and not even, and this goes for us. If we're not on guard, if we're not on our
Mhm.
posts, and we're
Mhm.
not caring about our people coming up missing,
Right.
why not keep on knocking us off like this? Because this is a part of a
Absolutely.
genocide anyway. Like, they don't have to just kill us
Absolutely.
on the street with the police. They don't have to send us to prison for 50 years for stuff that we don't even do a lot of times. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They can just kidnap us, kill us, take our organs and stuff like this. And I don't think we paying attention to like how serious this really is. You know what I'm saying? So I think
Mhm.
the more we start to pay attention, we can figure out what are all the reasons we're coming up missing. Because once we open up that go down that rabbit hole and we start
Mhm.
to unravel what's really going on behind this phenomenon, it's gonna be a lot of stuff that we're gonna be like, wow, this
Yep.
is really
Yep.
going on in this country,
And,
you
and
know?
and that's the thing. Me and you have seen that, and we're
Yeah,
like, "What? Really?" And again, that is what this event is about, to make sure that people understand. Like, when me and you have had that aha moment,
yeah,
we need to make sure everybody else has that aha
right,
moment.
yeah.
Like, it man, it's
And think about
crazy.
this. Kendrick Lamar, he
Yes, I was gonna
talking
bring.
about
Yep.
what's that, Valdosta. Like,
Yep.
his organs, he's not missing, but he's missing organs. Like,
Right.
where did his organs go? Like, people are
Right.
not thinking about this stuff.
But I don't think people know. All they know that he was found wrapped up in the you know the
Yeah, the mat at that school, at
thank
his
you.
high school.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
a lot of people don't know that when they looked in his body, that it was all newspapers.
yeah, he
People
was
don't
missing
understand
organs.
that.
He was
Right.
missing organs.
And he's a black man with
Yeah,
missing organs. People,
right.
it's been put on the news, it's been put in the newspaper and all that, but they don't really understand that his organs was missing.
Yeah,
His whole organs was like, his insides
yeah,
were. People don't understand that. They've seen a lot of stuff that has been going on, but they don't understand his organs were missing. He was like, what, 17, 18?
yeah. He was a young teenager. Yeah,
Black man
yeah,
with all of his organs missing. Like,
right.
you guys have to understand, like, this shit is serious.
Yeah.
Period.
Let's talk about that situation. I want to say it was in Arizona
Ohio.
of that organization that was like, when people died, they donate the bodies to this place, you know what I mean? And come to find out, they were taking all these organs that they didn't even have the right to be taking organs out of the body, and they were using it. They was making a lot of money off of this stuff. Like, these are documented cases of
Mhm.
organs being taken away, or
Mhm.
bodies being used not as they were intended to be used, and organs was being used to make money off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So this should make
Mhm.
us start to think, like, for real, like,
Mhm.
this not just human trafficking, it's not just domestic violence, it's also serious stuff like this that we need to get involved in, because this is a crisis. Think about this. Imagine this, because I think about this myself. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you being snatched up and you're put in a van and going through whatever process you have to
Mhm.
go through. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Where
Yeah.
they get your organs.
Yes.
Like, that is like a real life horror movie in real life people are experiencing. Like, you
Mhm.
should have to go through that experience. So we need to start having these conversations in our community to prevent this, because when that happened to you, like that might be your last day on earth, and it might be a very
Absolutely.
traumatic, torturous, violent, bloody
Episode. Mhm,
situation that you
mhm.
is gonna terrorize you before you take that last breath. You know what I mean?
Yes. And that's the reason why I asked the Marion County coroner to be at this event. So she will be at this event. She's going to be able to tell everyone about the missing people. I don't know how to explain it. The missing people that have been found but unidentified.
Mm-hmm.
And she's also a black woman. So, actually, one of her family members died of a heroin overdose.
Mm.
So, like, man, you guys want to attend this event? It's like it's going to be powerful. This, of course, is the second Miss-versary, but the first one was okay. I had to learn some things, but this second one is, oh man, it's a mind blower for
Right.
me because I let's talk about it. I've got Ike Taylor, who is one of the founders of the GDs. Of course, Kwame is going to help introduce all of the speakers there that evening. We've got the county coroner, Miss Alfie. We've got some spoken word. We have some singers. We have some rappers. Like, I'm so overly
Yeah.
happy that this is going on. And man, y'all just, man, it's stressful, but I know you guys saw the last interview. Some stress is good stress because it
Mm.
pushes you to be
Right.
better. It pushes
Right.
you to do more. So next year it's gonna be on and popping. So Natasha, okay, Natasha's here. So Natasha, I saw you comment on the live yesterday, and I think we're gonna do it in New York next time. We're gonna do it in New York. I'm so excited about that. Because that is, of course, one of the places that we have so many missing people with. So Tasha, thank you for that suggestion, and we're definitely gonna do it in New York. I want to bring up the information about Tasha. And if you're looking at all of the comments, Natasha Burgos is the cousin of Matthew Vetramelli, who came up missing also in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. But she also has had a cousin that came up missing about 3 weeks ago. Like, she's with me. You know, I've got 3 people missing, and she had 2 people missing. Well, they did find Josh, and I'm just asking everyone to put up, if you believe in anything, whether it's God, whether it's Jehovah, whether it's Buddha, or whatever, just put some things in the air because he's been found. Josh has. So that's a good thing. There's some other things that's going on, but I don't know if Josh, I mean, if I'm, I don't know if I should put, I'm not going to put that out there until the family is ready to put that out there. Tina is Veronica Reyes Diaz's mom. And she says, I'm pissed as hell that they don't care, the adults that are missing. We deserve answers just like the ones that was found. Absolutely, Miss Tina. And I wish you could be up here with us. Honestly. Um, is a big thing happening in our backyards. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm trying to go through the questions that people may have. here's hope. I watched a true crime doc about one of the killers that did organ trafficking. So infuriating and heartbreaking. Yeah, and that's one of the facets of the missing. Of course, we have sex and human trafficking. We have domestic violence. We have um, um, serial killers, rapists. And that's my big thing. I want to make sure that everyone knows about all the facets that we have for the missing. Um, okay, so I think that's all the questions, but I want everyone to know that um, for the Miss-versary, we're going to have the coroner's office speaking, Miss Alfie. We're going to have Ike Taylor, who is one of the founders of Growth and Development. We're going to have Kwame. We're going to have Brad. We'll have Main C. We're going to have Red Top, who is going to actually perform and also talk about her missing sister. We're going to have Daniel Robinson's dad, David Robinson, who's going to be talking about his missing from Arizona, who was a geologist. We're going to have, of course, me talking about my three family members that are missing. Uh, Claudia Ross is going to be speaking. She has a lot to do with the youth here in Indianapolis. So she's going to be talking about how to have the family members watching out for the kids, and there's not going to be, well, I can't say it's not going to be, it's going to be things to look out for grooming online. Uh, Kwame, can you think? Uh, who else?
Yeah, High Thurman's going to be there.
Mm,
He's one of the original uh, uh, co-founders of the co-founder of the Young Patriots organization that worked with the Black Panther Party, Young Lords. We're going to have some of the Brown Berets there. Yola, she's one of the
thank
lead
you.
hosts. Brown Berets, she's going to be there. We're going to hopefully, uh, don't
No, don't say it.
don't
Don't say
okay.
it. No, because we're not sure that's going to happen. So let's
Okay,
just leave
okay,
that out.
but we will have because you spoke
Some
about the
heavy hitters in street organizations. Let's just
yeah,
say
it is a heavy hitters in the street organization. And it's not just growth and development.
that. Right.
It's Almighty Vice Lord Nation. Some of those individuals, comrades, is going to be there too. So yeah, it's going to be. We're going to have some performances. Evelyn Ray is going to
Oh,
perform.
yes. I forgot.
Yeah, one of the greatest singers coming out of Indianapolis. She's there to
Absolutely.
perform. Elo Etha uh, is gonna be performing. Y'all know him. That's one of my comrades that
But
perform.
he's gonna be performing an original rap song that he made specifically for our movement.
Yeah,
Man, so, listen, I've heard him with a lot of stuff, but I'm so excited for him to like be in person in my face, talking about Kaya, talking about Kelly, talking about Matthew. I'm so excited about that. Like,
yeah,
y'all have no idea. No
right.
idea.
Yeah, yeah. And we got another performer, Daniel Brooks. This is one of my comrades. He's a part of the Black Liberation Party, Black Liberation Circle. He's also gonna be there to perform some of his, I want to say, spoken word, right?
Yep, yep.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a number of people that's gonna be in attendance, some living legends. Indianapolis, like, come on, y'all gotta come out and support. When we put on for the city and we doing big
Right.
stuff for the city, y'all gotta come in and support, these events that we do in that, because we don't always have all these people come in across the whole
Mhm.
country.
Right.
Some of y'all look up to and been looking up to since y'all was little kids, you know what I mean? So y'all gotta come out, show support for them. You know what I mean? And get a chance to meet some of these living legends and stuff that's gonna be there. Come on, like Ike Taylor, he started the GDs with Larry Hoover. Like he
But
go back,
I gotta say this, Ike Taylor don't talk in front of a whole lot of people.
but
I
he's
want y'all
coming
to
to
look,
this.
but he's coming to this and he is going to speak.
He's gonna speak. You know,
Man, he was like, Katrina, you want me to speak? Yes, sir. And he was like, you know I'm supposed to be in Chicago, right? I say, yes, sir. And he's like, I think this is more important. I'm gonna
that's
be there and
big.
I'm gonna speak.
That's big.
Y'all don't understand, like these are living legends.
Yeah,
Living and we're gonna put all this aside, like for me, not knowing anything and being green to the whole process until I met Kwame, Ike is the man. I don't even know how to say it anymore. Of course, Benny Lee. You you know, I had to have my picture taken him with the biggest smile I ever had. But he, of course, he's busy on that day. But when before I saw the documentary on Benny, well, I'll say after I saw the documentary on Benny, I was like, the GDs. This is Ike Taylor. Did I just meet Ike Taylor? So, Kwame, I thank you so much for that, and so much for like keeping me in contact with him and things like that. Man, listen. If y'all don't understand anything else, Ike does not talk in front of a lot of people. Period. Point blank.
right.
But he is so willing to talk about this because he feels that this is um important.
Yeah.
We just got to
Think
put it out
about
there.
this. This one of the elders that's gonna come and speak at this event, but a lot of people don't even understand why like the street organizations is such a big
Yep,
critical component to this. You know what I
absolutely.
mean? Like
Hmm.
I speak about what growth and the GDs was doing back in the 60s and
Hmm.
70s and stuff like that. You would
Hmm.
see that they weren't getting people wasn't getting snatched up in their neighborhoods like this without
Not
being
at
told.
all.
You know
And
what I'm
we're
saying?
not going to just talk about the GDs. We're going to talk about the vice lords too,
Yeah, the vice
because they're going
lords.
to be talking
Um,
about, hey, we didn't have all this shit happening when the community was involved,
yeah,
and your neighbor knew your neighbor, and you know why? Because we had the GDs and we had the vice lords, and they talked to their neighbors. And man, it's going to be
look,
so spectacular.
yeah. And then one thing you'll hear with Ike, because he goes back to
Yep.
when Fred Hampton.
Yep.
You know, he was around with Fred Hampton. He talked to Fred Hampton. The Black Panther Party you hear from Ike, I can tell you, like he felt he agreed with the Black Panther Party. He loved the Black Panther Party. He loved Fred Hampton. You know what I'm saying? So when you see these elders speak about what it was like back then and what we need to do today, you're talking to people that actually live this history. That actually, and then you're gonna get a real understanding of our Black history. You know what I'm saying? But that's not told
Absolutely.
in schools. You know what I mean? That
Mhm.
we all need to know about because what the GDs was doing back then was
Yes.
similar to what the Black Panthers was doing back then.
Uh,
A lot of people don't
it
know
was
that.
the same. It's not similar. It was the same.
Well, some of the
They
some of the
knew.
same
Yeah,
institutions like given to the community,
absolutely.
they had their own community centers. Like Ike is gonna be able to tell y'all stuff that y'all gonna be like, wow, that was growth and development doing that back in the day.
Yeah. And people
Yeah,
want to call it people want to call it gangs. It's not gangs. They're street organizations. And that's, to me, is so important that for me, before I became involved with Kwame, I was like, yeah, them gangs, they were selling dope and shooting people. And but when I actually met these people and saw what they were truly about, I was like, wow. And again, talking about the missing, in the 60s, we didn't have this shit going on. We did not have this. We did not have 630,000 people in America missing. We didn't have that. because everyone knew their neighbors and they were talking to people and they were like, oh, this white van with the black man with the goatee. We didn't have that,
Yeah,
period.
couldn't even
And
pull up in their neighborhoods like that. Like they would
exactly.
have pulled over. Somebody would have pulled up in a white van in a Viceroy neighborhood, GD
What?
neighborhood, a Black Panther
What?
neighborhood, a Black Keystone neighborhood, a Young Lord neighborhood, a Young Patriots organization neighborhood. They was gonna
Right.
get shit out there running. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And they would be scared because they had all these black people that were about their community, like questioning you, like, what are you doing here? What do you want? Who are you looking for? And I feel in my heart of hearts that that is something that we need to continue. I've been in Indianapolis for what, three years, Kwame?
Uh, four.
Three?
It's about to
Well,
3.5, 3.5 or something. 4.
because Kaya came up missing in 2020 February. But I mean, and right now, like, everyone knows you're living in Florida. Let's not like sugarcoat nothing. But I don't even know my neighbors on the left or the right.
Right.
And it should not be that way.
Right.
It shouldn't, because my neighbor on the left is going to help protect me and the people that are living in my household when they see someone outside lurking. Uh, my neighbors on the left, she may not know because we ain't never seen her since we but, but we'll just leave her out. But
That's a different
um,
question.
but it's like that's so crazy because when I know when I was younger and I was living in Florida, my grandma, hey, our people on the left, our people, we knew who they were. We knew who their grandma, daddy, cousin, brother on their auntie side. We knew them all,
Right.
but now we don't do that anymore. And to me, that is so important. It's
Right.
so important. We have to keep accountability for community.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know any other way to say it. Do you, Kwame?
Nah, it's just we as a generation has to take accountability, and we got to be uh you know realistic with ourselves. Like we didn't get here overnight. It was a lot of reasons of why our community is in the conditions we are in, and this was a lot of it COINTELPRO, government orchestrated. You know what I'm saying? Like war on drugs. We understand that our communities was flooded with drugs purposely. Some of our leaders like Fred Hampton, Martin Luther King, and so on and so forth was assassinated purposely, to take out those institutions in our community to make us vulnerable like this. You know what I'm saying? So once we become aware of that history, then we'll understand like why we need to get back to those structures that we had that is no longer here, that was deliberately taken out to put us in this vulnerable situation that we're in. You know what I'm saying? We're an easily controlled population without those structures. Anything we're vulnerable to police terrorism, we're vulnerable to mass incarceration, and we're vulnerable to missing, becoming missing, coming up missing. We're vulnerable to human trafficking, sex trafficking. We're vulnerable to
Organ
organ
trafficking.
yeah,
Mhm,
organ trafficking. We even vulnerable to domestic violence because now
mhm.
we don't have people in our community that will make sure that our relationships are healthy relationships, that people is not getting beat down in our communities and stuff. People are not being terrified in their own household because they don't have people in the community that care enough to check
Yeah.
on the grandmother down the street, the sister
Mhm,
with 3 kids down here that's living by herself with a boyfriend that's hooked on drugs, but nobody in the community is trying to get him off the drugs. You had those different things. We all watched, like even Malcolm X, when Malcolm X was taking people straight off the street. You know what I'm saying? And giving them rehab and getting their life together and stuff. We
Yes.
missing those institutions. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We missing that community, that village, and that's what we're trying to rebuild here.
Absolutely. Man, you said it very eloquently, and I appreciate that. Let's go to, I know I said this would be from 7 to 8, but it looks like a lot of people have a lot of things to say. Um, let's talk to Hope. I watched a John documentary about one of the killers that did organ trafficking over here. Yes, absolutely. Natasha. And I want to make sure that everyone knows who Natasha is. Natasha is one of the founding members of the Missing Struggle, um, with her cousin Matthew Vetrameli missing, and then another cousin, Joshua, missing. So Natasha is very important in the Missing Struggle. I'm looking forward to this very much. Thank you for all the work you do, all while you have missing loved ones. Knowing I came home and so many people didn't make me want to fight in this event. Oh, thank you very much, Hope. Yeah, so I need you to help me with the other states too. I need you to I really want you to be speak about it, but I'm not going to push that. So we'll go on to the next. Main C say power to the people. I'm CVL for going on 35 years and never been a gang member in my life. Say it. A lot of people don't understand that it's not about gangs. Uh, and again, meeting Kwame, it was indoctrinated to me that there's there there is gang members, but there are some that are street organizations. And when I say street organizations, they are, I'm gonna let you go ahead with that.
I would say this: you got the gang that was orchestrated by COINTELPRO. You know what I mean? That was the government that put drugs in our community, that put certain people in place once they sent all those leaders. And I'm only speaking about the Midwest because I know more so about the Midwest organization. One thing, once they put people like Bobby Gore in prison for a crime he did not commit. Mind y'all know my friend Leon Benson did 25
Mhm.
years. Bobby Gore did a lot of time in prison for a case he didn't commit. Just like you got a lot of Black Panthers that's been in prison for 40 years, 50 years. You got people in the movement that did all the that time and stuff. They did this to the street organizations as well, people. This is why we connect to this history. This is our legacy too. This is our history. When we talk about Mayor Richard Daley, which was a Democrat. I want to emphasize that because people be like,
Absolutely. And a
yeah,
lot
y'all
of
be,
people don't understand that. Until I read the book, I didn't know. But
yeah,
yeah, he was a Democrat, people. He was a Democrat. Say it again.
yeah, right. Ain't just no Republican. He
Man.
had,
Say it for the
he,
people that don't hear you in the background. No, like for
right, yeah,
real. Because I've
the
been
Democrat
trying to like
behind.
push that so much.
Yeah, this was a Democrat was behind the assassination of Fred Hampton. Around that same time, they locked up Bobby Gore, which was a conservative vice lord leader.
Mhm.
They went after Singali. You know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
with the Black Peace Stones and a number of leaders of the various different organizations and stuff. They went after a number of people, locked them up. I want to say Alfonso Alford, which was one of the leaders of the vice lords at the time. They charged him with a case like it really got it. It broke him down mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like they went after every leader of all Black organizations to cripple us. And then once they put all these people in prison, then they started to promote drugs to different elements that they could manipulate. You know what I'm saying? So we need to like put this in perspective. So when we say gangs, we're talking about the ones that was really created by the FBI. You know what I'm saying? The COINTELPRO that manipulated those organizations to go in the direction to destabilize our community. Because this is the same time. Mind you, uh, I'm talking about some real history right here. You know what I'm saying? The Mickey Cobras was working with at the one time was working with the FBI, and they was shooting up Black Panther Party free breakfast programs, which was a
Who?
gang that was
Who?
working with the FBI, getting paid money from the FBI to shoot up Black Panther Party free breakfast programs in Caprini Greens. Look this up, people. They was working with the FBI. So when we talk about gangs, we talk about the ones that's getting paid, working with the pigs, working with the government. But when we talk about street organizations, we talking about the ones that wasn't connected to that was actually building institutions in their community, that was working with Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? When Martin Luther King lived in Chicago, he lived in a Vice Lord neighborhood. He was organizing with the Black P Stones, with the Vice Lords, the GDs, which they had the movement called LSD, which was a coalition back then that was uniting around issues in our community. You know what I'm saying? This is all of our history. This is all Black history. You know what I'm saying? This is Fred Hampton was working with these street organizations as well. Like, this is the real history they not gonna tell you. You know, so that's when I make a distinction between gangs, which is working with COINTELPRO, FBI, and some of the police right there in Chicago and across the country right now. They're on the
Indianapolis
payroll
too.
with the police department. You know what I'm saying? That's the people I'm talking about. But when we talk about street organizations, we talk about the ones that's about our community, that's pushing, community building.
And let's differentiate those. Street organizations are different than gangs because there are some that are gang members. We're not going to sugarcoat it or nothing like that. But when we talk about that, we're talking about the ones that we work with
Yeah,
that are street organizations.
that's really affiliated, not
Yeah.
renegade. You know what I'm saying? And I
But
and
we
let
have
me
to make sure that we talk about, like, everybody is not a street organization. There
yeah.
are members of gangs of these people, but that's not what we're working with.
Yeah. We working with the people that's actually about our community and
Right.
want to go back to what we all was about in the
Hmm.
'60s stuff. Those individuals, you know what I'm saying? Some of
Yes.
those individuals, you know what I mean, will tell you like it is. And one thing I will also add in there. Not all of the gangs work with the pigs and the police. Some of them is don't know their history. Some of them is not
Hmm.
connected with these elders like Ike Taylor. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? That's doing work in the community. Some of these individuals not connected to Minister Rico, and you know what I'm saying? It's just like the ones that's out here pushing Black Panther stuff, but ain't connected to the elders, ain't connected
Right.
with the political education around the Black Panther movement. You know what I'm saying? But we are, you
Mhm.
know, with all of that. You know what I mean? So, uh, but yeah, this is gonna be a informative session. I think a lot of people that come out, Indianapolis, come on, stand up, Indianapolis. Y'all got to come out and be educated on some of these things. Some of y'all really like I used to come up back in the days. I know I wrote about it in my autobiography. You know, I came up claiming GD back in the days. I didn't know nothing about it. Didn't know no real literature. You know what I'm saying? So when I
Mhm.
read met and I didn't realize most people was like that in Indianapolis. Most people
But most
around
people
the
are like
country
that around the
don't
world.
know around the world, don't know no history, don't know no
Exactly.
anything. It's just about being a part of something and feeling a part of something.
Absolutely.
But y'all can
Mhm.
come out to this event February the 3rd for the 6 p.m. Where's the location at again, Katrina?
Look, Tasha said I'm still waiting for my copy.
Hey, tell her I can send her a free PDF right now. I don't got no paperback copies right now, but I'm about to be on another book tour pretty soon, so I have
You-
copies.
we got you. We got you, Tasha. It's 115 North Arlington Avenue, um, in Indianapolis, Indiana. And there was something that you said that I feel like we need to piggyback on, and that is, again, the reason for the Miss-versary, no matter where it is, no matter who's there, no matter what people are speaking about, it is important for everyone to understand that missing people are on the rise in America. And that's, of course, black and brown people. And when I say black and brown people, I'm talking about Mexican, Puerto Rican, black, uh,
Caribbean.
Caribbean,
Yeah, indigenous,
and like anyone that is not white.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I don't want anyone to uh I don't want anybody to underestimate me as far as just black and brown people. This is for black, brown, white, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Chinese, Asian, it doesn't matter. For me, it is very important to make people understand that all of us are missing. But at the same time, I have to hone in on black and brown people
Yeah.
because
Nobody's gonna
that
speak.
is where the disparity is.
Nobody's gonna speak for us in the media. We hear
Except
about
us.
people coming up missing all the time.
Yep.
When did the media talk about black, brown, and indigenous? They don't talk about us. We're not. We're afterthought. You know what I'm saying? we're a footnote.
And I'm glad you said that because I've talked to Gabby Petito's dad multiple times. He won't be able to make the event because of other things that are going on in the case, but I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, and I don't want to get emotional about it anymore. The the reason that I had Kwame to come on is to talk about the event that's coming up because he was, of course, at the event last year, and every Thursday, from now until the event, I think is like what, 2 weeks?
No, it's next week. It's next Saturday.
Is it really?
Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So you got one more Thursday. This year going fast already.
Man, this event is going fast, and it's again, so we're not gonna go there. But I thank you for being on, and thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Kat. They're like, oh, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna be all right. Again, the Missing Struggle has not had any interviews because, of course, I am so dedicated into making this event work. We will start again in March of 2024 with various interviews. I want to talk about this, and Kwame, I swear I'm going to let you go, but there is a woman that has been missing in Polk County, Florida. Last name Hernandez. She actually was found bound one street over from where Donna lived.
Mm.
You know Donna. You remember Donna?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She was bound. She was killed. They took her and they arrested her dad.
Mm.
You know why they arrested her?
Why's that?
Well, him,
Why's that?
because he went looking for his daughter.
For
I've
look,
always said if Kaya went missing, I would want her to go missing in Polk County because of Grady Judd. Grady Judd Grady Judd actually arrested the dad,
Mm,
because he
he
went missing. He went looking for his daughter.
crazy. Hmm. But they don't do their job.
But they don't do their. That's why I have no understanding to. I will always say that I always felt something for Polk County, because of how they look into Tanaya's case and this, that, and the other. But how can you do that? How can you arrest a family member of a
Yes.
missing person because they went looking? I'm a mom, so
Mm,
you gotta understand that for a man and his daughter, hell yeah, he's gonna go looking for her. And he would be a reject if he didn't.
yeah.
Like, that makes no sense to me. But I just want you to know, Mr. Hernandez, we are here. We're gonna fight for you. If I have to come to Florida and stand in front of Grady Judd to let him know that what he has done is effed up in every way, I will be there. All you have to do is just let me know. I want to be there. Um,
And this is recently just happened.
yes, this was like a week and a half ago.
Ah, well,
I'll send you the information on him.
yeah.
But
I mean,
man,
show up and support him and stuff.
absolutely, he's in jail for looking for his daughter. But
He's
anyway,
not, he's still in jail.
yes, yes.
What?
Yes, that's why I say I will fly down and I will be there for whatever needs, whatever. Mr. Hernandez, just reach out to me, or reach out to Erica, or reach out to Natasha, or just, I will be there and I will make sure that we have a camaraderie of people
Ah,
to
yeah.
let Sheriff Grady Judd know we're not playing this shit.
Ah,
Period.
yeah. We got a
Period.
whole movement, a whole coalition down here in Tampa. That's
Yeah, but
now,
Grady Judd is a motherfucker. Like,
yeah.
we're gonna have to have not
It's
just, we're
her.
not, no, listen, we're not gonna have to have just Tampa. We're gonna have to have
Well,
everybody. We're
well,
gonna have to have people from different states.
yeah, yeah. But I'm just saying, St. Pete is strong down here.
Hmm.
Tampa is strong. The Palestinian movement down here is strong. Like
We're gonna need
everybody.
you. We're
Yeah,
gonna need the whole nation for that, because that's so ridiculous. It's
yeah,
so ridiculous. He did what he was supposed to do as a man, and of course, their culture is to protect their own. I mean,
mm,
my kids are Mexican, so I know their culture. Their culture is to serve and protect more than the police. So, hey, all you got to do is let me know, Mr. Hernandez, and we're out there, or any family members of Mr. Hernandez, and I will put that information in the comments
I
below.
just know, like they're never gonna solve this problem. It's gonna be us. It's gonna be the community. Yeah, because
Yes, yes.
if he's criminalized for doing what he's supposed to do, but they're
Mhm.
not doing what they're supposed to do, that's not like they're not the solution. We're gonna have to be the solution. Yeah.
They are never the solution. And I will
Yeah.
not tell anybody in the public that they are the solution. They are never the solutions, because
Yeah.
they do not have the family's best interests at heart.
Yeah.
They're never the solution, ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Again, I thank you so much for being on, and we will see you guys February 3rd, 2024, at O'Day's Event Center here in Indianapolis. And we ask that you share and talk about the event that's coming up. Of course, it's free food, free entertainment, and we're going to talk to a lot of people. I'm hungry. I'm so sorry. I'm so hungry. Free food, free entertainment, and family members of the missing that will be speaking. You guys can always go to the comments for anything that you guys want to see, and you can always reach out to me as well. Okay.
All right. Thanks for having me on. I'll
Of
probably
course. All right.